January 5th saw a bombshell of a story out of Detroit that really shook up Red Wings fans and actually people all over hockey. Reported by WXYZ Television, a Detroit station. Their sports director is a fellow by the name of David Dials. He came out with a story that hockey star Gordie Howe, who retired earlier this year as a player, was reported to be severing all ties with the Detroit Red Wings, the only professional hockey employer he had ever known. Gordie and wife Colleen flew to Florida on January 4th to tell owner Bruce Norris, who's staying at his Homosassa Springs winter home, that he is stepping down as vice president of the organization. Dave Dial said, "It's our understanding that Gordie is disenchanted with the way things are run at Olympia Stadium. He's very unhappy with the tasks assigned to him, and he's stepping aside and severing all ties with the Detroit organization." One of Gordie's hockey-playing sons, Mark, 16 years old, said he didn't know anything about it. Mark said that everything seemed to have been going okay, and he hasn't seen or heard anything about his dad's disenchantments. Red Wings officials, of course, were not available to comment on the report. The Red Wing officials just said they weren't available, but a source close to the team said Howe told Bruce Norris he was resigning by telephone before leaving for Florida. Apparently there was a discussion between the two that took place, and Bruce just told Gordie to get to Florida where they talk about it. Now, Gordie, the source in Detroit, told Dave Niles, doesn't want to pose as a title head. He doesn't like his job because he basically doesn't have anything to do, and you don't do this to the greatest player in hockey history. The Canadians did it with Maurice Richard. That did not end well. And the Red Wings seems to be playing the same games. With this, how the old white men that run hockey teams, big league hockey teams, seem to operate. Howe's specific duties as vice president of the organization have never been spilled out by club officials. Meanwhile, Joe Vargo of the team's publicity office said he had not heard any such rumor, and that Howe just completed moving his stadium office from the back of the building to right up at the front. Well, the story made the rounds all over the NHL. That story we gave you was from United Press International. The Associated Press a few hours later said that Gordie had spiked a rumor that he's quitting his job as VP of the Red Wings, that he did say he hasn't felt totally involved with the National Hockey League team, and he hinted that there may be friction between him and other front office executives. Now, I just wonder what other front office executives Gordie could have been unhappy with. Maybe Jim Bishop, maybe Ned Harkness. Well, Howe was contacted at the Miami airport after he met with team owner Bruce Norris, and he said, "I guess I was a little too strong when I told a couple friends I was going to Florida to see Bruce and see just what I was supposed to be doing for the hockey team." Probably that's how this thing got out of perspective. But really, Gordie emphasized, "I am not quitting the Red Wings." Gordie said, "If I wanted to be stronger than Bishop or Lincoln Cavallari, then I could be. But my office is in the PR now, and if they want to come and see me, well, that's just fine. They can come and see me." Now, the Bishop that Gordie mentioned is, as I said, Jim Bishop. He is the executive director of the Red Wings, who reportedly has had disputes with Howe and his wife Colleen over management of the NHL Wings and the junior Detroit Red Wings. And the Howes are members of the junior Red Wings board of directors. Link is Lincoln Cavallari, the general manager of Olympia Stadium, where Detroit plays its home games and where Howe and other team executives have their offices. The 43-year-old Howe retired last September after 23 5 years as a superstar right wing, and they immediately named him as vice president of the team, as well as vice president of Norris's National Investors Life Insurance Company and Norin Corporation, which is a realty firm. Howe said he's been working on consolidating Norris's insurance agencies, but Gordie says the process is slow and it's going to be at least another 2 years. Well, the Howe affair, as it was come to be called, seemed to be somewhat diffused the next day in this statement by Gordie himself. Gordie was appointed Director of Public Relations for the Red Wings by Norris. That came out as a result of their meeting, and that seemed to have eased tensions, but there are statements here that tell you exactly what was going on in this whole mess. Now, it was decided Howe would be put in charge of public relations, but Gordie wasn't so sure about this. And what he wasn't sure about is if this is what he wanted in the long run. Running public relations department has nothing to do with the hockey team. And Gordie wasn't going to be able to influence anyone with his strategy either. Gordie did say, I am my own boss in this thing. Gordie said there's only one man I have to report to, and that man is Bruce Norris. If anybody wants me to do something, they'll have to come to me, and then I'm only going to do it if I want to. Now, that means that if Jim Bishop or Lincoln Cavallari have requested Howe make a personal appearance or drum up some kind of a PR scheme, Howe can thumb his nose at him if he wants to. Gordie says, I am my own man now. Bruce has given me complete control of what I do, and no one is going to interfere. So Gordie doesn't say how long he's going to be doing this. He doesn't see himself really remaining in this current position for much longer than a couple of years. Gordie ends his story by saying, when I retired, I had a dream that I would become involved in Bruce's insurance companies. And that's what I had been preparing for the last few years of my playing career anyway. So Gordie Howe remains with the Red Wings, but you can tell that it's a hot, stinking mess in the front offices at the Olympia Stadium in Detroit.